Okay, so in order to start modeling the stack, we're going to take your kind of first pass and putting these together. Sorry, let me get rid of this. So this is the one that I did from the previous exercise. And we're going to want to fit it or pick the best bounding box that fits that. So what you're seeing here is these are the different aspect ratios that we've been using for a layout, just extruded so that the height matches the short side. So the first one becomes a perfect cube, and then you've got a long one here. So I'm just going to match the one that closely fits this. So if you can see, it's a little bit taller than it is in width and length. So I'm going to choose this one. So I'm going to copy that over and rotate it 90. And then scale 3D. And then now adjust this to fit in there. And then you're ready to go to the next steps. Okay, so now I've got everything packed and set. So now I'm going to adjust the faces so that it conforms to a kind of solid cube. And so to do that, we're just going to start moving faces. I'm going to go to my Move Face tool. So I'm picking this one to snap it out to there. So if we look at it in shaded, we can see where we need to adjust to fit this to a perfect cube. So this one will do. And then these, I know these are going to move out, so let's just move these out of the way for now. Okay, now we can bring these back. Okay, so now we're set, so now we can start carving into this thing. So I'm going to start with the simple ones. So let me just isolate these, and I can turn off these for now. Okay, so there's this one. So what I'm going to do is extract surface. I'm going to use this back face of that object. And then right click, enter, and then extrude surface. And then just use that to Boolean difference. Okay, there we go. And then do the same for this one. Okay, so now we can see that it's keyed in there cleanly. So if I move this out of the way, you can see there, that's what it should start looking like. Okay, so there's there's a few like this. So the other one is the casters and then the armrests. And I'll mirror that so I don't have to build the other side. And then for this one, we're going to select both of these solids. Oh, actually, before we do this, yes, I realize that there is another intersection here. So we actually need to, let me get rid of this. I need to shape this first. I need to carve this things to resolve the intersection, that inner piece there. So if I go to this view, I'll see that intersection there. So what we're going to do is we need to draw kind of shape right here to clip this, the corner of this piece. And so before that, I need to actually fix something here, because I can see here in this piece, I have this kind of cavity, this blocked out cavity that's intersecting with this piece. So I'm going to rebuild this one so just so that it matches the shape, so I get more material in there. So I can see that I've got some, a lot of intersections going on here. And this piece right here that has this kind of empty cavity, I can see how it's intersecting this piece. So I'm going to actually remake this one and just make it conform to the piece so I get more material in there. Because I'm going to have to carve this out in order so that it doesn't intersect the cavity of this piece. So let's just go ahead and remake that one part. And if you have to remake any parts, it's best to go, in this case, it's best to go back to the curves and change the curve profile. So I'm going to go here. Let's go ahead and turn these off and this off. So this is what I want to change. Okay, so I'll take this guy, offset 1/8 inch. And really what I need is to split this. I just need that segment right there. And then I should be able to use that and trim this out. And then select this guy and join them. There you go. That's closed. Now we just need to remake this guy. Or let's try this. I'm just going to try to extrude this and intersect it with that, see if that works. Oops. Select that first and then intersect. Okay. Nope, doesn't like it because it's right on top of each other. So I am going to remake it. Let's delete that. Let's turn our curves off now. Oh no, wait, we need those. Let's turn those back on. And let's go ahead and extrude. And extrude. And then intersect. And then intersect. There we go. So now I'm just going to basically remake this one by extracting top face and deleting this guy, extruding this down, and then differencing. Okay, there we go. So now this we can delete, or actually we'll keep that on the low res parts. Okay, there we go. So we've remade that piece. Okay, so now I'm just take this and replace this other one. And let's go ahead and isolate these. Okay, so I'm just replacing. So let's rotate. Then I know this edge should match that edge. There we go. Now I can just delete the old one. Okay, good. Okay, so let's isolate those two parts so that they're easier to see. Okay, so this is the first intersection we need to resolve. And so the key thing is that from the kind of cavity, we want at least a ½ inch of material in between, so from the edge to the outer edge. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a polyline, turn on project, and let's go ahead and make this outer face the C-plane. Okay, so our grid is there. And I'm just going to get this roughly in place for now. And so this is what we want to check to make sure we have at least ½ inch there and at least ½ inch there. Okay, so 0.6. That's probably close to that there, 0.73. Okay, so that's in a good spot. And then down here, it's okay if this isn't this face isn't exactly where we want it. We might adjust it later, but once we carve it, we can just move that face. And so with this curve, let me just go ahead and move these points up a little bit. Actually, no, let's keep it right there, because we're going to use this to cut through both of these. So with that curve selected, we'll extrude it. And if for any reason when you extrude, if it goes in a different direction, in a direction that you don't want, like sometimes it'll still go in the Z direction, you just need to reset that by going up here, click on direction, and then you need to establish the direction. So if I wanted to extrude this, let's say in the Z axis, I would just kind of draw a point. Oops, I have to turn off my project. And you'll see it'll start to go in that direction that you set. But I want to go this direction. And so we'll select that, and then we're going to use split, a Boolean split, and select the surface. And we'll do the same thing for this guy. Oh, it failed probably because it's not intersecting quite enough. So let's slide that over. And this is one where, because it's coplanar right here, it may not like it. So I'm going to move this edge, like just move it out so it's not snapped right to the other edge. So in Solid Tools, if you go here, Move Edge, it will ask you to pick the edge, and then the direction constraint. We're going to say none because, well, let's try. Can try first face normal. Yes, it's going to go up, so that's not what we want to do. So I'm just going to put the direction face to none, and then snap it from there to there. Okay, so now hopefully this should work. So now we've got a Boolean split. There we go. So now we can delete that, and we can delete that. So now those are, that's resolved, and again we can adjust this later. And since we know this is mirrored, now we also have to decide, so you can see how this piece, you know, it doesn't come all the way out, and whether we're going to kind of carve this piece out of the other one or move it all the way to the edge. So let's go ahead and delete that and mirror it. Okay, now we can see if we can use the face of this to carve out from this kind of large piece here. But I want to see, I mean, yeah, I guess this would work. So again, we want to make sure that there's, oops, wrong view. No, that's the right view. That between the edges, that there's going to be enough material. So let's say this is the inside shape of the cavity, so we need that 1/2 inch of material. So I'm pretty sure we have that here, but let's just check. Oh yeah, oh no, wait, actually, let me hit project and do that. Okay, yeah, we have plenty of material there. So now I can take this inside face, extract that inner surface, and extrude, and then use that to Boolean out. I'm going to mirror it first. And then we're going to Boolean it out of both this one and this one. Okay, so we can see it taking shape here. Okay, the next piece we need to figure out, or I need to figure out, is this one here, because I can see, oops, let me isolate. I can see that this guy is intersecting this. So this piece, we're gonna kind of shave this off at an angle to come down to here. So let's do that. So I'm going to isolate these. Oops, let me keep. I want these as reference so I can see. Okay. And then the other thing I'm going to do is have these come to the edge. Well, let's see, do I want to do that? Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to move the face of this out to here. Okay, so we're going to need to carve through to get that to fit. So basically, this shape, this piece is just going to be cut at an angle, and then we're going to use that new face to trim out the big one. So I'm going to draw a line and use my project. So this is a little bit tight here. I'm going to give myself a little bit more material. Okay. So that should be here on her face. So now I should be able to extrude and Boolean split. Okay, so it's not going in the direction I want, so I need to change the direction. And let's just make sure this is intersecting. So I'm going to pick this guy and Boolean split. There we go. So that wedge right there is gone. So I don't need this surface. And then now I should be able to take that face and Boolean it out. So let me extract that surface and extrude. And let's just make sure it's intersecting well. And now I can take this and difference it. Okay. So there we go. So it starts to look like that. So if I just lift this up really quickly, we'll see how these are starting to fit in there. So this piece starts to get nice and articulated. Okay, so it's probably the most complex piece I had. Let's show and isolate. Okay, the next one is this one up here, because this inner piece down at the bottom, we have that intersection, so we need to kind of do a similar thing where we cut this out. So I'm going to shave off, basically kind of trim out the perimeter of this lower part where it's intersecting. So to do that, I am going to duplicate this inner edge. It should be a kind of square. Join, and then offset it an inch. And then I'm going to offset it again. And I'm going to hit T for through point. And then it just allows me to toggle. So I just need to go bigger than my object. So with those both selected, I'm going to go to surface from planar curves. And so you'll see it'll give me a surface with a hole in it. And delete the curves and take that surface, extrude, and then Boolean difference. Okay, there we go. Oh wait, something happened here. Did not like that. Let's see what the problem is here. Oh, I have a problem with this surface, don't I? Yeah, okay, so let's take this. Oh, wait. It did not like that. So let's see. We might have to, oh, I know, we have to lower this, that's right. So this has to come down at least ½ inch. I forgot about that. So that it doesn't intersect the hole. And let's just see where that is in relationship to this piece here. So let's see if this will actually work. Okay, so we just want to make sure, because the whole of this thing comes down to here, so we need this material. We just want to make sure that we've got enough material here. So we're right in the middle, so that'll work. If this was too low, I would have had to move this up to give myself more room there, but this will work. Okay, so now I should be able to take that and difference it without any problems. And then we'll need to shave, we'll need to basically Boolean this out of this. So let's isolate those. So I'm going to select or extract this surface, that bottom face, and this one. Hit enter, and then extrude both of those. Just need to get it high enough, and I'm going to union these together. And then we can this and Boolean difference. There we go. So now it sits in there. And just to verify, there we go. So that piece kind of puzzle pieces in there. Okay, so I think those are the trickiest parts. I'm just gonna go do the casters now. Do all these at once. Oh, turn off project. And then difference that out. Make sure you're picking the right one. Oops. Okay, so that should be set. So yeah, we can see those are fitting in there. And then now I've got, oh wait, do I have, oh yeah, this one needs to get fixed. Oh no, okay, I didn't mirror that. Okay, so that's that one. Let's take that out and mirror this guy. Okay, and I think the last thing we need to fix is up here. So I think this needs some trimming from this one. Nope, wrong face. This will make it easier. Let me pick the bottom. There we go. Extrude. And then difference. Okay. So I think we're all set now. So let's do this to check. And copy it over and then start pulling all the pieces apart. Oh, that was that curve. Got this one. So I'm just moving everything out of the way. Oh, we forgot one. Forgot this one right there. Okay, so let's go back. take it to there. There's a setting that you can change when we do Boolean difference or any of these. So right now I have it set to not to delete the input. But if I click yes, then as soon as I do that, it will just automatically delete the piece that got differenced out. Okay, so that should be set. So I should be able to replace this. And just for reference, I'm going to duplicate that edge, delete this, and then snap this to that edge. And then let's move this piece out of the way. I'm just going to move these all down a little bit. Okay, there we go. So this is what it should look like now. Oh, I've got some leftover curves. Delete that, delete that. Let's keep these up here so that they correspond. There we go. So each piece has been kind of cut away, or all the big pieces anyway, so that they take on a slightly different shape. And then now we're going to basically try to remake the chair with these new parts. So the output for this assignment will be something like this. So basically just try to remake the chair with these cavity pieces. And so you're assembling things to express all the different parts. So you'll notice, you know, here the kind of cavities on the inside, we don't quite see it. If we wanted to see it, which might be a good idea, I might change this and put this on the side, rotate it out. There you go. But so you know, you can position these, let's say when they align with the spokes of the base or align with the cavity themselves. So it's up to you how you kind of decide how the parts go back together, but you're in a sense trying to recompose the chair. So you'll notice on this piece, this is one of the back pieces, but it was split in half. So I just kind of flipped it over, meaning that this, let me put this back in its original position. Right, this came like this. So this is how this piece was together, but I basically flipped it out so we can see that cavity, because that cavity is kind of hidden right now. So the idea is that we want to be able to see all the cavities. The cavities should get expressed on the outside. So reconfiguring the parts. So it does that. So now I get a weird, funky kind of transformer chair. And then we will output these in black and white drawing.